Yes. Here we are. Welcome back. Good evening, glory. Hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show, and I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Welcome back, Bass Galaxy. We're back. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did too. Stuffed ourselves silly. Absolutely. And we've been having a great time during the Legends month of November here on Straightcast, but we're throwing a little curveball before we continue, and it'll actually be Legends month into December too, Bass Galaxy. But tonight we have the One-Upper Show. I don't know how else to put it. It's a little show and tell, sneak show. Everybody's going to try and one-up each other all night. We have the boys from Omnia Fishing coming aboard. Give it up for Omnia Fishing. That's right. Bassmaster, Elite Series Angler, Patrick Walters. Meteorite, Patty Walters. Heck yeah. Oh, Bob Downey. Robert Downey Jr. He's coming on the show too. Part of Omnia. Team Omnia. We asked Fighter. Of course, he's the Grand Poobah leader. He's the seasoned veteran of the Omnia group. And he said, I'm going to be snorting gunpowder and getting ready to kill stuff tomorrow. So, yeah. Good luck to Seth and Matt, Kyle, and all those guys out there getting ready to do some hunting. And guess what? Of course, the ambassadors for Omnia Fishing, Pistol Pete, he's coming aboard. He's coming back. Old Polish Pete from Omnia Fishing. I have so many toys in front of me. I'm so distracted. I keep seeing shiny things and squirrels. And, of course, I've been waiting a long time for this. Jacob Bros. He's the heartbeat of Omni. Heartbeat of Omnia. So Jacob Bros. He's coming on tonight. And, get this, not one, but two sneak guests. One but two sneak guests. Bass fishing historians. You're going to freak out when you see this deal right there. Oh, yeah, I like it, Ginge. What do you got? Ladies and gentlemen, the guy back there spinning the dials and playing all the hits. That's Andrew Ellenberger. He's the producer of this shenanigans.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Bass guy.
Hey, what's going on, Andy?
Hey, how are you?
You look fatter.
Fatter?
No disrespect. Thanksgiving was good to you. You were the cook.
Yeah.
I mean, we both gained a few, don't you think, during the holiday season?
It's time.
Yeah, you were just laying around doing nothing but remodeling.
Yeah.
On a full belly. You don't look fatter, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate
it.
Either do you.
Thanks.
I don't run 5 miles a day like you, though.
I have to do that so I can eat like a jerk. It's the whole purpose.
It's good balance.
Yes, I'm working on that Haagen-Dazs sponsor for us, Ginge. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Haagen-Dazs. Hey, Ginge.
Yo.
It's a big night here tonight. It's the One-Upper night.
Yeah.
Basically, on Straightcast. And everybody's going to have some cool stuff to show and tell the Bass Galaxy, as well as sneaky tips. So with that being said, why not have a couple like and share contests too, right?
Let's do it.
I mean, what do you think? Why don't we? Let's do a tin cup whiskey giveaway. Right? Why not?
Okay.
Right? Why not? Foley will do that to a lucky listener or viewer, I guess, tonight of In the Bass Galaxy. And all you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. It's that easy. And you get put in the drawing at the end of the show to win the Tin Cup Whiskey prize giveaway. Now, get this. Let's do this in Straightcast fashion. Let's put a couple Elite Series anglers on the spot.
Oh, boy.
And make them give some stuff away. What do you think, Ginge?
Okay.
Yeah, something that they show and tell. But if it can't be like, I mean, it can't be. You know what I mean? We're not gonna I'm not gonna give away the cross shizzle if I show and tell this. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying, Ginge.
We'll replica.
We'll all give something away. All right, I'll do it. Patty, everybody. I'll get Pete to do it. I'll even get Bros to do it. Well, because everybody's giving something away. It's a giving season, right? That's what this is.
I love it.
It's the holiday season. Hey, speaking of the holiday season. You know what? When you hear that, you take your whiskey home. Wow.
What's going on?
What's going on, Whiskey Gypsy? And Courtney, too?
Oh, not much.
Queen of the whiskey. Hey, what do you guys? How's the holiday season treating you two?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Busy time of year. We saw a lot of booze this time of year, so
Yeah.
a lot of long nights. But that's all right.
A lot of events
Everybody. Yeah. Courtney, are you exhausted from events?
all the time.
She can't keep up with the gym.
When you're hanging with the whiskey gypsy, you're gonna go out on the town. You know what I mean? Be prepared. Be prepared, right?
I know.
Be
You're gonna
prepared.
This is the first night that we ate at home
Oh,
all week.
Well, you look comfortable. And we're happy to have you aboard in the comfort of your own home there, sipping on a little tin cup whiskey and juice.
Of course.
Laid back, got your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
That's right.
Yes.
Do you see back here on our Foley sign that we have, there are lures and jigs, by the way, decorated for Christmas.
I like it. I think that's very apropos for the holiday season. Nice job, Court. Look at that. Oh, look at you, blue tinsel jigs.
That has been living on my countertop for the last week.
Hey,
I just got back from Missouri, so.
Oh, okay.
Stop by the head.
Hey, don't say that too loud. People might think it's illegal when you say that on the show. All right, Foles? Hey, how you doing?
Right.
You doing good?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I went out, got fished a few days last week, caught them okay. So yeah, hoping to get out maybe one or two more times before it gets too cold up here. But
We're done here. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But hey, we're happy to have you back here in the warmth of the studio. Yeah, in the warmth of Stray Cast. And I want to remind everybody before I forget. Hey, you're chatting on the chat board. Chat along with JR. And he's gonna maybe field somebody through. That's all I'm saying. We'll see what happens. But chat along with J.R. Ewing. Hey, back to the tin cup whiskey. Word of the week, Foley. Every week, for those that don't know, you and Courtney come on this show, and you give the tin cup whiskey word of the week. And whenever you hear that word of the week, you take a sip. Right there, you take a sip. And again, we always ask, please sip responsibly. On Straight Cast Wednesday night, because you got to go to work the next day, right?
You do.
Like Foley. You always make it to work, though, don't you, Foles?
I do, but I'm a liquor man, and we work a lot of late nights, so if I don't get there until 8:30, 9, my boss is cool. It doesn't matter.
I don't even have to be there till 10:30 most mornings.
Hey, so when you hear this word tonight, you take a sip, and please sip responsibly. And Foles, what's the word or the words tonight?
You guys you're talking about a lot of tackle tips and stuff like that. So how about sneak or one upper or
okay? Wow. Well,
something like that.
I think there's going to be a lot of swimming as evident. Okay, sneak or one upper is the word of the week. If you hear sneak or one up or anything like that, you take a sip, and if you sip, please sip responsibly. Could be anything. It could be tin cup whiskey. It could be the holiday pack. You see this holiday pack? It's red and green. Right there.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
See that? They're the perfect little mixers, aren't they, Foles?
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Get them now while supplies last. LukeFoley.net. When are you going to have your own website?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the internet. I'm hoping it's a passing fad, but I don't think it is. I think it's here to stay.
Whiskey Gypsy.
You can't
WhiskeyGypsy.com.
even text a meme. Like,
I don't know memes.
You don't even know memes?
I can't even send a meme.
I know some of them. They're real
My
funny.
80-year-old grandpa tried to teach him. It didn't go well.
Unreal. Well, you're going to have lessons. You're going to have lessons.
Yeah, I
right.
gotta read up.
You're
on
coming
that.
here next week. We'll give you a meme lesson. How's that?
I'm coming here. I'm going up there next week.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
What?
No, I'm coming up next week. I got to take Richie out to lunch, and then I'm gonna stop by your place.
Lionel Richie.
Drop
It's
off
for those
some
that
stuff.
don't know.
Yeah, Lionel Richie.
Luke Foley and Lionel Richie are very tight. Very
It was
tight.
Richie's birthday yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lionel Richie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What's up, Ginge? Oh, yes, that reminds me. Thank you so much, Ginge, for doing that. Hey, Courtney, so far, I think your tournament results are in the lead for the half a spot official tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, so Courtney, you're in the lead. Everybody's trying to bump you out. If you haven't gone to half a spot official or downloaded the half a spot app to beat Courtney for the worldwide trip to fish anywhere in the continental Bass Galaxy, then you best do so now. Yes.
You go with that.
You see how I did that? That's how you wind it in when you forget
I'll
stuff.
come hang out with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, they got to beat you now. I mean, you got a target on your back now, lady. I don't know what
I
to tell you.
guess.
Hey, so Foles, want to remind everybody, like and share the live Facebook feed because you're giving away a tin cup whiskey fun pouch. Fun extravaganza pack. You know what I mean? And also like and share the live Facebook feed for your chance to win an Elite Series pack, giveaway pack. All right? See, get more excited, you guys. You're supposed to be excited. There we go. Now we're talking. Now it's a party. Now it's a party. Hey,
that's right. Now we got a party.
All right. Hey, before we put the power poles down and go to our commercial break, I would like to raise my glass, and if you would join me too, Luke and Courtney and Andy and the entire Bass Galaxy, and we would like to send our condolences to the Huntley family, to Bill Huntley from TH Marine. And Bill passed today, and he's the for those that don't know. TH Marine stands for trim handle, and we all use it on our outboard motors and our right. And Mr. Huntley invented that, and he passed today. So keep the Huntley family in your prayers, and here's to you. Salute what you did for the Bass Galaxy. With that being said, please put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. It's the one-upper sneak show and tell show on Straight Cast. Thanks, Court. Thanks, Whiskey Gypsy.
Bye, guys.
See you soon.
Bye.
Things you let me see.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain Whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
Welcome back, welcome back. I want to remind everybody, this is the glorified version of a Bass and Talk Show, and I'm your host, Pat Remick, and we have some glorified individuals right here that are ready to just one-up each other, give away all the sneak, and show and tell the heck out of Stray Cast for the first time. It's the first ever Bass and Show and Tell show on Stray Cast, and give it up for the notorious Omnia bunch right now, Bass Galaxy. Yes. I'm going top of the screen from my left to right, and it's the world famous, may I say, he's huge in Japan, Patrick Walters. Patty McWalters. Welcome back to Meteorite to the show.
What's happening, Pat? Man, happy to be back. This is the first fishing podcast I think I've done in probably like 8 months. So
good.
It's good to talk some fishing.
Yes. So now you're just about you're ready to let it rip, right? The juices are flowing, and Pat's got some. You have some sneaks you're gonna talk about. You got some show and tell items, and who knows what's gonna happen, right?
We might give a little bit of sneaky stuff out. It's this might be the warm up lap. Let's just call it that. It's been a minute, so we gotta get started.
It's gonna start with all lies, but we'll loosen them up.
Plenty of chirping tonight. Hey, Pat Walters, he is a Bassmaster Elite champion, Opens champ, NPFL champ, just a champ in general. Like, he wins at everything. I don't know what else to say, but Pat, glad to have you back here. You know who else wins at everything, Pat?
Who?
Jacob Bros. Jacob Bros. Yeah. He's on here for the first. He's the heartbeat of Omnia Fishing. He's here for the first time ever, live on Stray Cast.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, Bros.
Glad to be here.
Welcome to your debut. I hope you have a musical number lined up. That's a requirement. For your
I didn't get that prepared.
You did not get that memo. Hey, a guy who's no stranger to the Stray Cast. He's the coxswain of Omnia Fishing, and the coxswain is the guy who steers the ship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pistol Polish Pete Przepiora dictating. Nice. Yes, you see how I did that?
Yeah, it was good. That
7
really good.
silver swans swam silently seaward. Nice. Almost got it. Yes.
I'm the guy who Jacob's going to get fired soon and take over my job.
Yeah, he's very ambitious, isn't he? He's kind of like he's kind of like the Dwight Schrute of Omnia. He's after everybody's job. Hey, and a guy who is super festive right down there. Yeah, he's an Opens champ, and he's just kicking ass on the Elite Series. Hey, it's Bob Downey. Give it up for Bob Downey, and you have Christmas cheer around your neck.
Yeah, I figured it's the holiday show, Pat. So I had to break out my Christmas lights.
Hey, and welcome back to the show, Bob. It's good to have you back here representing Team Omnia and in the goodness of the Bass Galaxy.
Appreciate you having me. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to learning a few secrets from these fellows tonight.
So I got to tell you guys, before we get this little soiree underway, the object of this whole show is to one-up the next guy, okay? And all 5 of us are going to play this game. And we can pick sneak or show and tell. And we'll go through. We'll get a chance to do both, a few of each, whatever may happen. But so as we go, you get a chance to do a sneak tip or a show and tell. And then the object, the next guy that goes, is to one-up that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is no holds bar. Chirp it if you got it. And LFG. You know what I mean? Is the panel in understanding of this?
I guess. Let's rip.
We're in understanding. The problem is, though, I just have recently moved. So if we get real deep in a sneaky tackle, I'm going to have to run to the garage and start digging through some toads.
It's okay. It's bring the toad over next to it. I mean, I got a bunch of Plano 3700s. I got an old Magnum Sidekick here full of stuff. Pat, if you got to go through some stuff and dig out some totes to beat these guys, that's the goal. You understand?
I like it.
Okay. All right. So, let's see. So, Ginge, roll the rollometer first. Yeah. Do you have a rollometer, Ginge? Yeah. Or something that spins. Do you have anything that spins? Okay. Well, what do we have? Do we have carnival music? Do you have okay? Give me carnival music. We'll get this underway, and then I'll spin the Lucky Pedro Fighter stone here, and wherever it lands on, they're going first. They're lead off. Comprendo? There it is. Okay. We're playing Spin the Pedro Stone, and this is going to decide who goes first in this show and tell game. Okay. Hey, it pointed at Bob Downey.
Oh.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Come on, Bobby.
So, Bob, you go first. You get to pick a sneak or a show and tell. What do you want to lead off with?
So, sneak, is that like a technique of sorts, or what is that?
Yeah, that's a tip or a technique, something that's going to help somebody catch fish that you might not want to talk about all the time. You know what I mean?
Okay. I'll do a sneak.
Okay, I like it. Hey, and maybe
Here we go.
Good. I like this. Now
Me too.
Remember now, Bob, when you're done, you need to pass it to an individual, just like when you used to break dance in high school. Okay.
If it's like tournament based, is that cool?
Yeah, dude. It could be about cooking venison. I don't care. Whatever it is.
No, not cooking venison. Tournament stuff. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I like. Okay. Pete's taking the reins. I love it. Yes. Derb stuff only.
Okay.
Sit right now.
All right. So I don't know if this is going to be a sneak for a lot of people, but it's taken me a long time to learn how to do this, and I'm still learning a lot about it. But for me, and I don't see a lot of guys doing this, maybe at like your local or regional levels, but when it comes to practice, I think you need to spend like as little amount of time in each area that you may have caught a fish, instead of like totally breaking down that area in practice. Like catch 1 or 2 fish, kind of observe the area, maybe on your big motor, and get the heck out of there, and then come back in the tournament and really break it down that day.
Don't break it down in practice.
Right.
Like super thorough.
Too many people, like, if you're fishing docks, they want to go fish all 30 docks in that stretch instead of just like the first couple and then leaving, or whether it's a grass line or flipping bushes or flipping pads, like get 1 or 2 bites and get out of there. And
I see.
You can have better luck in the tournament, I think, that way.
Okay, that's good. All right, so the first sneak of the night. I'm documenting this, by the way.
To agree with Bobby on this.
Yeah.
I 100% think if you're traveling out of state, if you're fishing tournaments, especially a lake you've never been to, that's my same game plan. I show up to a lake and I want to look at every single corner of that lake, and I'll catch a fish here, catch a fish there, just like Bob said. Don't dial anything in. Don't spend 5 hours in the area. On the final day of practice, if that's the only area you got, go spend some time maybe graphing and learning the area. But you don't have to catch them. We all have confidence in our techniques. You're going to know what they're going to bite during the tournament. Yeah, I 100% agree with Bob. That's a good tip.
Great.
I just had an epiphany, Pat. That's why I'm the practice champion of Minnesota.
Oh God.
Do you win practice all the time, Pete?
Dude, smoke everybody. Name close.
Hey, I've been there myself.
I make sure at the weigh-in to walk around and tell everybody about that too.
Dude, if I'd have caught him like I caught him in practice, damn.
Pictures and all.
You'd all been buying me Perkins.
Hey,
what's cool
blueberry
about
muffin at Perkins.
What's up, Bobby?
What's cool about it too is you'll find groups like in the tournament, like you'll catch a fish or 2 in that area in practice and not really know what's going on, and then you might run into a group like 100 yards down the way that you didn't know about in the tournament, and that's like what you want to happen, because then you can take advantage of that situation when it actually counts instead of in practice.
And it really builds the confidence too when it's happening during the derb. I think when you guys go and fine tooth comb it and evolve your area during the event, huh? The confidence builds.
I got to pass the ball off.
Yeah, you pass the ball. Pick a. All
right, I'm gonna
bud
pass it off to Mr. Jacob Bros.
Oh,
he's gonna have some good tips. That's a good pass.
Yeah, he's a mallet. He ain't no hammer. He's a mallet. He smashes the hammers. I mean,
a mallet's better than a hammer?
dude, a mallet smashes a hammer.
Yeah. If I'm a mallet, then what's Patrick and Bob?
Those are they're double edged sword mallets. Yes. So there's a sharp hatchet on each end, accompanied by a mallet.
And just remember, I'm the practice champ too, dude. Don't leave me out.
So you have a triple-headed sword with a double mallet.
I didn't want to get Pat going down that path.
Yeah.
Pete's the ball peen hammer.
Steer this one,
Specialized.
A ball peen hammer.
Very specialized.
He's got the Polish hammer. It's that soft
Exactly.
one. You know what? The rubber mallet. That's what Pete's got.
Polish ball peen Pete.
There it is. All right. What's it going to be, bros? You got a sneak? You got a show and tell? What is it?
I'll do a little bit of a combo to start off.
Wow. You are sinister.
We're going to do maybe a 2-for-1. We'll call it a 2-for-1.
I like it. I like your radio style.
Well, the Mr. Seth Fighter turned us on to the Ichikawas.
Ho 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 ho.
Yep.
At the gate. At the gate.
Out the gate. We're going to start it off like that.
Patty's
Just guns blazing.
Guns blazing. We're starting off with that.
I don't think I should have picked Jacob.
No,
I was going to say.
We would have gotten there at some point, dude.
The best part is I'm going to get yelled at, not even him.
Yeah, well, the Ichikawa family.
That's gonna come down on Pete.
The Ichikawa family contributes to this show, and Mr. Ichikawa is an amazing gentleman. Now, here's the deal. Like, for those that don't know what Jacob and what Seth turned Jacob on, and now everybody in the world knows about all that stuff. But the the deal is those things are razor sharp. Like, I mean, and they cut through stuff too. Like if you're fishing grass, they actually help that factor as well of ripping through things. Now, here's the deal. They've been making those hooks like for over 100 years in the family, handcrafted like samurai people. You know what I mean? Like samurai swordsmen, like a whole colony of samurai swordsmen, Pat Walters. You know what I mean? And there's poison on the tips. Good tip, bud. Good sneak.
Well, it might get better.
Wait, hold on.
I think with the Ichikawas, you know what my number one application is that I like to do with them?
Not yet.
Braided trebles.
No, braid loops. This one doesn't have it. I wasn't able to get to the boat, but braid loops on a blade bait.
Ooh. Wow.
That's a sneaky one.
Huh.
That is sneaky.
Yeah, he's been catching all the bass in my holes with that blade bait and the braid loop for a while. He's good at it.
I gotcha.
Sure.
Okay. And
how good is the smallmouth blade bait bite?
Stupid.
I've never done it. Never done it.
It's the funnest thing.
I've cracked him. I've cracked largemouth, but
sure.
I keep hearing you guys talk about it. Is it that good?
It's hunter fish days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
And that braids the deal. It just helps you land more fish as far as the split ring braid.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, so this one doesn't have I didn't have a chance to go out to my boat, but basically when you have a split ring on the blade, it can't rotate. The hook can't rotate. So if you get a fish and it shakes its head, that hook can only rotate so far, so that fish can get leverage on you.
Sure.
Where if it has a braid split ring, it'll just spin.
Keep spinning it
but
around.
Obviously, it'll spin 7, 8, 9 times. So if you just have that back hook and that fish is jumping and flailing around, they can't spit the hook at all.
Bros, you using the light wire Ichikawas or are you using the regular on those?
Kind of depends. I prefer the light wire, but I prefer the light wire because you get so many more fish. Like if it touches a bass, it's game over. It sticks it.
Yeah.
But if you're having like a 50, 60, 70, 80 fish day, they're lighter wired, they'll bend a little bit, and tying braid loops in the boat is not ideal. Then I might do a regular wire. Like if I know I'm going somewhere and it's going to be pretty lights out, I might just tie them with a regular wire because they're still insanely sharp.
What's that blade bait you were? I can't say that blade bait you were just showing. What is that?
This is a Mullix Trigo Vibe.
Okay, is that what you're on right now? Is that your deal?
I'd say it's this or the Demiki Vault.
Okay. And
Makes it pretty good.
What size itchies are you putting on there?
On a 3/8 or half ounce, you can get away with a 8 on the front hook and a 7 on the back hook.
Interesting. Okay.
You do 7 on the back hook because it's a little bit wider gap. So if they just swipe at it, you get, now granted it's that much wider, but take what you can get.
No, I mess around with 2 hook
gives
sizes
gives you a little bit
often.
more gap when they're just swatting at it.
Gotcha. Okay, I like it. All right, well, excellent. Hey, give it up for Bros. That's a sneak and a show and tell. Gave it away.
Yep.
Gave away.
That was some good tips.
Some dirt. Who you passing it to?
I before he finishes, I've got a random question for everybody.
Yeah,
is
please.
anybody weird sometimes on changing treble hooks of making them all match sizes?
Well,
No.
well, I don't know. Like,
Is it a jerk bait?
No, any of them. I'm talking about like you were saying, you do an 8 in the front and a 7 in the back. I like them to match.
You're a
I
matcher.
don't know why.
That's your ADD, Pat.
It is. I feel like. I mean, it's going to be 2 8. It's going to be 2 7s.
The only reason that I mismatch them is because it's an old Clun thing. So Clun often would put different size trebles on baits for maximum efficiency and hookup percentages. So that's,
Well, I mean, you look at all the old XR 50s. I mean, the old traps. It would have like a 4 and then a 6 in the back. But I would just change it to 2 2s.
Yeah.
like I would just. But I like them to match. I don't know. It looks better.
No,
I didn't know if anybody had an issue with that.
Yeah, well, hey, whatever's working for you, Patty Walters, just keep doing that. Okay.
Well, it usually just comes through the water like this. It just stops working.
Nice and subtle.
Dead action.
Nice subtle action. All right, Bros, who are you passing it to, bud?
I'll pass it to Patrick after a good question.
Okay, excellent.
It's gonna be hard to follow that up. The Ichis, stout hooks. The braid trick, very stout as well. I'm gonna give a little sneak and then I'll give a tip, kinda.
Okay.
This is part 1 of this sneak. Part 2 will come later on once things pick up a little bit. But if you like Ichis.
Oh no! I know what that is.
What
I
is
know
that?
what that is.
What is it? It was
Spill
kind of
the beans.
It was
It's
kind
a
of in a
new hook.
glare.
I don't know if I could spill the beans yet.
Yes, you have to.
But-
Now you got.
Yeah, you can't do that
Yeah.
because first it was in a halo of glow as well, so we couldn't quite tell.
I'll
Exactly.
show part 2. This is part 2. We'll bring that later. Oh, Pete liked that.
dude, you are bringing juice.
I
tonight.
like how he.
That's going to be at the
That's
very end of the
juice.
show.
See how he
Very
teased us
end.
at the beginning, and he was like, "Oh, I just moved, so I don't get anything."
That, literally, if it's not like fresh in a package, I don't have it. Like, if I go to a tournament right now or I'm on a fish, I'm gonna have to order the tackle to fish the next day. But Ichis have been a very popular treble hook lately. I would say for the last 3-4 years. There's been a lot of guys using them, and they've kind of been under the table. And the reason for that, I mean, Jacob brought this up. I wasn't gonna bring it up. He went under the carpet, but the point of the hook kind of faces out just a little bit from, they don't go straight up like a normal hook. My fingers are all over the place, but like a normal treble hook is straight. They kind of stick out just a little bit, and that's when he's saying like if he breathes on it, I mean it snags them, and they're ultra sharp. But VMC's got some new hooks coming out. I'll say it. VMC, there's a new line. I don't know how deep we can get into it. There's a certain name of them. They have a new line of hooks coming out. Every size and style of hook they're going to redo. Nano coated vanadium steel, going to be super sharp, and it competes with the Ichis. It really does.
The
It's,
Nano's
one
the
hook
deal.
that
The Nano's the deal. Man.
It is.
It is the deal. I mean,
It
look at
has- you gotta have
Gamakatsu.
it.
When they've been going to the Nano, I mean, they are Martin slip and hook. I mean, when you fish professionally, you try everything that comes on the market, because if there's a competitive edge out there in tackle, you have to try it. And so it's when you start playing with this tackle, you got to level the field. And VMC's finally getting there. We got this new series of hooks, and they got a new line of trebles, and it's right there.
I like
so
it.
that's the sneaky first one.
Juicy.
Look at you,
I'll show
Patty.
part 2 in a little bit.
Okay, look at you.
But, my one tip, I'll do a little live scope. I mean, everybody likes a little live scope tidbit.
Have you tried live scope, Patrick?
I heard it's new.
It's called Periscope. Get it right.
I'm actually going to put it on my boat. I had it mounted on the back of my boat last year, and I don't know. I didn't like it that much on the back. I don't know. I was trying to use it as side scan. No, not
when you were a co-angler. You mean, Patty?
Absolutely.
From the back of the boat.
Yeah.
Dropping an ice fishing bundle up.
I'm still only running DI exclusively.
Nice.
Not even using side scan.
2D technology.
Absolutely. But with live scope, one of the things that a tip I can give people is try to stay as far back as you possibly can. But the thing is, there's fish everywhere you go. I don't care what body of water. I don't care if it's freshwater, saltwater, if it's a tidal body of water. I don't care if it's inland. I don't care if it's Minnesota in a little small pond. There is more fish in those ponds than you think there are in those lakes. And so when you put a trolling motor down, you got to take that process to kind of learn the sonar and learn what you're looking at. So kind of go to something familiar like a dock or something and just kind of look around, get your bearings down. But fish are like women is how I look at it. Wow. Listen, if she's not in the mood, I don't care what you do or what you say, it ain't happening. And everybody in this group knows that. Like, if she's in a bad mood, she's in a bad mood. You better just walk away and give her some space.
Yeah.
And that's the same way with how fish are, that they're everywhere. And so when you find them, you kind of got to gauge what kind of mood they're in. And if they're ready to bite, and if they're ready to mingle, you can catch them. But if they're just kind of chasing, lollygagging, you kind of piddle around a little bit, but don't waste your time. Listen, there's always fish biting somewhere. Just go chase the biting ones.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time.
You get another prom date. Another prom date.
So kind of go with like what Bob said, when you're practicing too, just kind of run around. It's the same thing in fishing. They're always biting somewhere. You just got to go looking.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a fine line between wasting too much time and just moving on.
And I don't know if that's because I'm that ADD of where I don't waste no time. It's like, listen, if I don't catch them in 5 minutes, like I'm changing baits, I'm changing angles, and then I'm changing locations. You just don't waste any time. As much pressure. It's just like if you deer hunt, listen, you're hunting a big buck. He's only going to walk at certain times. Like, I don't care what you do. And listen, the best time to kill him is when he's chasing tail, when he's in the mood. Listen, when things are in the mood,
right,
things die. Same with fishing.
They get captured.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. Good one, Patty.
That's very good.
That's
very
a good double tip and a sneaky sneak. Who are you throwing it to? Who's getting it?
Got to give it to Pete. Pete's got to wrap the circle.
Pistolero.
Here we go. All right. We're going to go a little sneak on this one. This is a bait that I've been running a little while now. So a while back on this show, Pat, I gave up one of my favorite chatterbait trailers, one of the most popular techniques out there on the market.
Yes, you did.
With that spunk tail shad from Hog Farmer, and that thing to me it just almost exaggerates the hunting action of a chatterbait. And I
missed that show. That's a good trailer.
Yeah. And that one's done wonders for me, but a little under the radar here. I'm going to talk about this one. I'm probably going to piss off a few people I know down south that fish some really super pressured waters that kind of clued me into not so much what I'm talking about with the trailer here, but I'll just say it like it is. I think to a lot of big time bladed jig fishermen, the stealth blade came out from Jackhammer and other different bladed jigs came out. And they don't have such an exaggerated action as the Jackhammer does. That's severe hunting action, and that the thing about that makes the Jackhammer, as soon as you turn the handle, the blade's contacting the head, and it's already doing its thing. You can bust it through grass, and it seemed like everybody struggled without exactly copying it to do that. And we've seen some other brands get in the game now, all that. But something that happens, I think, a lot of times in super clear water, super pressured waters, is those fish don't necessarily always want that blade smacking that head like that and that crazy hunting action coming through. Kind of similar, Pat, you should relate to this a lot with a lot of the crankbait fishing you do.
Yeah.
Sometimes that hunting, crazy wobble, rattle, anything like that doesn't help you out. You want something more subtle. So I started running these as a trailer when I was struggling to get bit in more of those open water scenarios, some of those more pressured water scenarios. And this is similar to that spunktail shad. This right here, this little morsel is the this is the tremor shad from Janko.
Okay.
I'll show you. This is the 5-inch. I just showed you a 4-inch version, but this is the 5-inch version here. But it's got that kind of pin tail to it. But this is a hand pull. Blades, or those bladed jigs that don't have such an aggressive hunting or smash in action to the blade hit contact so much. So if you've got a bunch of those types of bladed jigs you bought in your boxes and you think that they're useless because you're not catching them, ripping them to the grass like crazy or whatever, try fishing them in a little bit more open water where you maybe fish a not necessarily a square bill, I guess you're into those through cover, but a flat-sided crankbait, think of it that way, or a lipless crankbait where the 5-inch in this tremor shad, which, like I said, is hand poured. So,
what do those go for? A package there?
I'm not even sure. I want to say they're about $6.99. That don't quote me on that.
Bros, how much are they, bros?
I'm getting an answer here in a second. Hold on.
See, he's on.
There you go.
We know.
He's
He knows.
looking it up. Yeah.
Do you put the 5-inch
$7.99
on the stealth blade?
No, not the typically. You got a good point there, bud.
That's
when
what I
I'm
was
running
curious. That's a
something
little
like
hook.
Yeah. When you go to the stealth blade or the micro chatterbait or even a lot of the other off brands from Z-Man or Evergreen, if they don't have an oversized hook in them, or even if they do, but they don't get a lot of head contact with the blade, you're not feeling that rumble you feel with the jackhammer. The 4-inch to me makes it more of a little minnow profile, and it's a subtler kind of more minnow action to it, kind of like a flat-sided crankbait, like I was saying. Where the 5-inch, if I'm running a big bladed chatterbait of any sort, any bladed jig, like a slobber knocker, jackhammer, a thunder cricket, anything like that, even that new tungsten thunder cricket, I got to mess with that a little bit. That 5-inch does work really well for getting that big bite, but it's a subtler. Just think of it like flat-sided crankbaits. And they do look more realistic. So even the sneak part of it on that too is I even will trim up the skirts a little bit to give it more of that hand poured minnow profile versus the skirt kind of flopping around there, just making it look as realistic as possible.
Nice, Pete. I like it. In the subtlety, like you talked about the flat side crank.
Yeah. It's more of cold water, open water, pressured fish situation bait. But it's if you like that spunk shed tip I gave a long time ago back on this show, you need to try that tremor shad on a chatterbait.
And you guys got those at Omnia's?
We do. We just I think we just got some more, right, Jacob?
Jacob was pouring
them. Should be pretty flush. Ready to go.
What's up, Gingy?
So just so everybody knows, we are having heavy winds in our area.
Okay.
So the service is kind of bouncing on our end.
Gotcha.
Stream's back where it should be now, so I'm working on it.
Oh, okay.
Just so everybody in the chat knows.
It was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got them heavy winds. So.
Oh yeah, it is pumping out there.
Is it cold up there,
dude? It's cold and it's gassing. Patty, it's like 29 and gassing.
God, I got sunburnt down here. I mean, it was 70 degrees down here today. We finally got
whatever.
Tomorrow is going to be the day though.
Yeah.
It's going to be 38 degrees daylight.
Yikes.
Catch me in a tree.
Hey Pete, so it's my turn. So I'm
it is.
And you were talking about the subtleness of the flat side crankbait. Now I'm about to give away an old PBM secret. This goes way back to the Jim Bagley cranking days. Okay, and as both look at you, Patty. As both
Bagley.
as both Pat and Bob can testify to, they're Rapala guys, and a Rapala DT like a 4 or a 6 with the round bill goes through grass pretty good at times, and a lot of people are scared to throw that DT, right, or any crankbait in grass. All right. Yeah. Now the Bagley Pete, are you testifying that you're scared?
Roger that.
Okay. And the Bagley had the killer bees with the round bills. And the killer bee 1 is one of the best grass baits there are. Now, here's the sneak. Everybody that watches Straycast or is on our social media knows that we're Fritz sides freaks here. We love the Fritz side. And actually, the Fritz side goes through grass pretty well. And I have 2 Fritz sides here. They're both in the tan mom color right here. And they're both in the biggins. Now, I'm going to show you what is done to a Fritz side to make it sneak through the grass. And, Ginge, what camera am I? All right, that's this one here. Now, as you see, the standard Fritz side has like that coffin-type bill, right? That would be a good way to describe it, coffin bill, all right? And what you do is you take the sharp edges of the coffin bill, and you snip them with pliers. Now, hold it, all right? Hold it so it doesn't crack the bill. No, dude, but you're not. It's easier than you think. I promise you, it's easier than you think, and it's real easy to follow the pattern. You snap you can use pliers, or you can use the side cutters, whatever works.
You can use scissors.
You actually
to cut bill. I've cut a lot of bills off baits.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Pat. Okay.
You can try to grind it. It's too hard.
It's way too hard.
That's a good tip.
Here's the sneak. Hold
quick.
You snip them, and then you round it out with any kind of hook stone or any sharpening stone. So once you clip those pointed edges, you round it off with the hook hone, and now you have a round-billed Fritz side. Now, it's going to take some jacking with to get it to run perfectly straight again. But man, does it go through the grass. And that's a sneak. I'm going to give both of these away. I'm going to give the regular Fritz side tan mom away, and I'm going to give the modified round bill tan mom. All right, Chinch? So later on, pick somebody in the you won these, Chinch? You freaking won. But hey, Pat, you do that too, huh? You mess with the bills on plugs?
On plugs, yeah, jerk baits. Crankbaits. A lot of times. You always got to tinker with something, but we'll get into that later.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, keep saying
jerk
that.
bait thing.
Yeah, how are you? I want to hear how an Elite Series angler.
About the same thing that you're doing. But that was a good tip, though. That was deep, Pat.
Well,
I really
thanks.
liked where you came from with that.
Well, I learned that from way back in the days. They used to do that with those old pose plugs, dude. That were well. Here's a pose. Look at this one. All right, while I'm show and telling on flat sides, that right there is the original bare wood RC1 pose plug. It's bare wood. There's no coating. It hasn't been painted. It's hella rare, Pete.
Did you buy it like that? Like, do you throw it bare wood?
No, I got it from a.
Okay,
it was like way back from a salesman sample key ring.
Yeah.
You know how they had the sample rings?
He traded a beaver pelt for it.
Yes, beads and wampum. I traded beads and wampum. Hey, Pete, I will trade you this for your Denny Brower Daiwa flipping stick.
Flipping stick?
Yes, I will trade you this for that. I got all kinds of rare flat sides here. Look at this, Pat Walters and Bob Downey. You're going to want this plug for on tour. This is an old flat side hand carve from the Carolinas where they make a few plugs, you know, Pat? And
they do make some plugs here.
And this one is copied in that Bandit Mistake color. So if you see, it's red on that side, and then it's chartreuse on that side, and it's just caught a zillion of them. It's beat to snot. Isn't that nice?
We used to sell a bunch of those at a store I worked at in college. That color.
Yeah, the mistake color.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it covers it all. It covers it all right there. All right, so that's my tip. That's my sneak. I'm gonna give away these two fruit sides right here. One is the modified grass bait too. All right, and let's just go into loop to loop. We'll go back to Bob Downey.
All right.
Yeah, how's that?
All right. I'm gonna do a little show and tell here.
Okay. I like it.
And I think for guys that crank cold water in like the East Tennessee area, this probably isn't a big sneak for them. But for people that aren't used to fishing cold water. This is something I did, would have been last year on the Tennessee River, 2020. Super cold tournament. Water was in like the low 40s. And I was getting bites cranking more so and jerking more so than dragging stuff. And I pulled out the old school Rapala shad wrap.
Yeah.
Number 6. So there's a couple different sizes in the shad wrap. This was a 6. This seemed to be working the best that week.
Hold that up a little higher, please, Bob, if you don't mind. Perfect. Yes. Okay.
See it there. This is in the original craw color.
Yeah.
But the sneak part about it is I was adding, and this is kind of goes to Patrick's question earlier, and Jacob, this is actually a number 4 short shank VMC hybrid treble. If you're familiar with the hybrid trebles, they're a little thicker gauge.
Gotcha.
And it added some weight to the front of this bait. So when you're cranking it in that cold event, you're kind of just crawling that thing on this, on the bottom, and you're letting it hang every so often and crawling it. With that little bit heavier gauge hook, that bait would, when you stopped it, it would just sit.
Wow.
It wouldn't rise at all. I suppose at different water temps it might sink, but that was really key. I got a lot of bites when I just cranked that thing slow and stop it, and it would just sit there on the bottom instead of rising up. So, shad wrap, cold water, I think, Octofoe's kind of made that popular in classics the past several years. But add a little bit bigger gauge hook on the front. I know some guys will add like another split ring, but that thicker gauge hook helped a lot to keep that thing, right near bottom and suspended.
I like it, Bob. Hey, you guys, Storm is part of that whole Rapala VMC thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys still make those suspend dots?
I was going to ask if they use them.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to use those. I don't use them anymore at all. Like I used to use them quite often modifying plugs. You guys still into that stuff, Pat and Bob?
I still use them. With the exact same thing Bob's talking about.
Gotcha.
I put them on shad wraps, that stuff, that time of year. Just, it all depends on water temperature, but just keep that bait suspended.
I don't use them probably as much as Patrick, but I don't think I throw a jerk bait as much as Patrick does.
Does anyone?
No.
Somebody probably does. Somebody out there.
You guys ever?
Chair.
Yeah, exactly. You guys ever put feather trebles on the back of crankbaits?
Not so much crankbaits, but definitely jerk baits.
Yeah, I am definitely jerk baits, 100%.
Sure.
Man, that husky jerk with the feather on the back is a little.
Just poppers for me.
Just poppers for you.
Mm-hmm.
So in the cold weather cranking, my buddy used to smash them on the shad wrap with the Gamakatsu feather treble, and then a little bit of suspend dot up on that front hook. And he was crawling it like you're talking about, Bob, just crawling that thing. And he said that feather just tightened it up and also gave you a little more weight and was able to crawl the plug. And now I've done it on, remember the Norman, the tiny end, not the baby end, but that real little crappie plug that Clun used to throw. You remember that little one? The tiny end. It's a Norman tiny end. Anyway, if you put those big hooks on that thing and a suspend dot, dude, you throw that thing a mile. He makes a little one now for Ichikawa. It's in the RC. You guys have it, don't you, Pete? The flat shed?
Yeah, we do. Actually.
Yeah, that's it. There's a little plug that Clun modeled after that tiny end, and it's in the Ichikawa flat shed. Anyway, all right, there it is.
I've got a question for Patrick.
Hit it.
When you've got your suspend strips, when you're out on the water, you see whatever the water temp is that day, are you putting them on in the boat, or are you prepping a box or a couple or 2 or 3 the day or 2 before in like a tank or a tub or anything, or are you doing it on the water?
I'm 80% doing it on the water.
Okay. Because I've struggled trying to do it at home, and you can never replicate it.
you can never replicate it because you're doing it like at a different temperature, a different water density. There's different sediment in the water. You're usually doing it with a water hose. You know, you're filling a tank up and that's just crystal clear water. And wherever you go, I mean, there might be different sediment in that water. It might be muddy. The water temperature might be different, warmer, colder. You just never know. And that's why 80% of the time I do it on the water. I'd carry a sharp knife. Like I keep an X-Acto knife in the boat, and I mean, I'll put it on there and I'll sit there and just cut it and I'll measure it on there till you get it right. I mean, if you put a whole strip, sometimes it'll sink or it'll still float. Sometimes you put 2 strips. Sometimes it's 2 1/8. I don't know, but I mean, it's 80% probably on the water. Like I said earlier to my past comment, when I'm fishing, you know, I gauge, you know, their attention, how interested they are, you know, and when I'm reeling a crankbait, I can tell like how much they're chasing it sometimes, and I'll pause it and that thing will float up and I'll watch them and it'll float out of the way and they'll just stay right there. This is the fish. And he just sits there. And so I was like, okay, next time that thing comes through there, it's going to stop and he's just going to go look at it and then he'll just eat it. So good question.
Nice. The old suspend strips. Look at there.
Suspend strips.
Look at there. We got a sneak within a sneak. That's a interior sneak. You know what I mean? Wow. Look at all that. Where were we? Who are we?
Bros is
yeah, Bros are now.
Mine?
It's up to Bros.
I'll do a show and tell.
Oh, okay.
Pete, so when we were adding a whole bunch of SKUs, maybe 2 years ago, we were running through different catalogs and different brands, and one of the baits that Pete kept bringing up was the Strike King Punch Bug.
Aha. Yeah.
Fully admit, I was like, nope. Nope.
Yeah. You said that a lot.
I'm a pretty hardcore rage bug guy.
Okay.
And I got on the punch bug pretty hard this year.
Craw tube guy, you mean?
Well, rage bug and craw tube.
Oh my God, you Northerners in that crawl tube.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God.
Us Yankees. You can say Yankees. We can say
y'all
Yankees.
have a crawl tube tattooed on your arm.
We do.
I swear to you.
No, we have it tattooed other places.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got me throwing a crawl tube. Y'all throw it
Patrick,
I
there's
swear to gosh.
100 count bags for a reason. Big Bite makes very few SKUs in the 100 count. Craw tubes are one of them.
Crawl tubes.
Craw tubes are one of them. But like a craw tube or a rage bug was like my thing to flip or put on the back of a stealth or anything. And I got on the RTX or the punch bug pretty hard this year. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's bulkier than the rage bug, like diameter wise. So it totally fluffs up a jig in the full 360 as opposed to just being flat.
Okay.
So it doesn't skip as well. But like straight milfoil or punching or just on a Texas rig, it kind of took over my number one.
Wow.
Got a little bit more action than like a menace, but not nearly as aggressive as a full like rage craw. The bug, it's probably right in line with the bug, but obviously only has 2 appendages here and just little sticks off the side here.
Interesting. And you have more confidence in that than the craw tube now?
Well, it depends on the day. You got to have them both.
Okay. Well,
I've got a question for Jacob now.
All right, Patrick.
And this actually goes full circle to everybody in the group as well.
Yeah.
With your confidence in that bait, what's the name? Is that the punch bug?
Punch bug. Yeah.
The punch bug. Is it because of the profile or something, or is it really because it's a ribbed soft plastic bait? What is the theory on why ribbed soft plastic baits are better than normal soft plastic baits?
For her pleasure.
That might be true.
Yes.
Like I said, it all goes back.
Yeah.
Fish are like women. I mean, that's going full circle.
Yes.
But
go ahead, bros. What's the deal? Is it ribbed for her pleasure, or is it the what's the deal?
I don't know if it's the ribbed factor, but I think it's the full. I think it's just the overall diameter of the bait. I like that it's wider because I usually flip with an EWG. I don't like a flipping hook.
Okay.
And I like that it is a little bit wider. It's a little bit more bluegill-esque shape. I don't know if the ribs necessarily matter. It is solid all the way through. It's not.
Craw tube rib.
Pete,
I like
name
it.
name
I
the
like
top
that.
5 soft plastics of all time, in your opinion, randomly. Top
Wow.
5.
Top 5 soft plastics of all time.
Yep.
Sanko.
It's the only one probably.
Craw,
That is a good one.
Yeah.
craw tubes in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Zoom fluke.
True. Okay. True.
Sweet beaver, bud. You got to have it.
Sweet beaver.
Yeah.
A beaver. Yeah, no, honestly, that is in there. Beaver's
I'd say-
in there.
I'd say like a Kitech, like a swim
Oh
bait.
yeah, good call. I didn't even think of that whole profile. Yeah, you got to say that. Yep, Kitech.
How about the original Cinco, the French fry, the
yeah, centipede.
The Peter.
centipede.
The old Peter. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Schaefer
No,
Lake
I-
special.
I agree. No, I up here you can't beat that craw tube. It falls like a jig, and that's
Yeah.
the trick. It's a Texas rig jig. It's what it is.
Well, after looking at like plastics, and I mean Jacob just brought that up, and it's like that might be the greatest puncher bait. I don't know, but it's like if you look
It's
at the highest catching baits that people have confidence in,
Yeah.
most of them
They
are
got
rigged
rigged.
like that.
They're-
I have
Yeah.
no idea why. I don't know if it makes a difference, but that's why I didn't know if y'all have realized, or if anybody's thought about that.
Ask
Yep.
the historian.
I hadn't thought about it. No.
What's
That
the?
deep.
You guys hear that? Do you guys hear something?
What is it?
I think it's the bat. It's the. We got a fish on the line, Ginge.
We do.
That's the.
I thought it was reindeer hoofs.
we got.
I was looking. Better go check the chimney.
All right, we got a fish. I think we got a fish on the line. What's going on?
They're
I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening
they're
here.
coming.
Dim, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-da-da-da, bum, ba-bum. Oh, hey, look at this. It's a couple of bass fishing historians. It's Terry Battisti and Ken Duke. What's going on, boys? Look at these
Thanks for
gentlemen.
having us back.
Heck yeah, Ken.
Hey,
Now, I
I'm
don't.
back.
And it's hey Terry, how you doing, bud?
Good guys, how you doing?
Yeah, and Bass Galaxy, for those that don't know, I'm a big fan of both of these gentlemen, and they are bass fishing historians. Ken Duke knows everything about bass fishing, and then he knows a little bit more about bass fishing, and then he knows even more about bass fishing. And Terry, he runs the Bass Fishing Archives website and Insta page, and Terry has a collection beyond collection of cool stuff, and he knows everything about bass fishing. And then when it comes to bass fishing, he knows even more about bass fishing. And then he told me on the phone earlier, he even knows more about bass fishing than Kenny Duke. So
Damn right.
we have a battle of bass fishing historians. Pete, you know these guys, don't you, Pete?
oh yeah, big time.
And Patty and Bob, you've seen these guys
Absolutely.
in your travels and bros, of course. Now, so I'm getting like Pete, you and I are gonna sit out. We're still be here, but
Okay.
we have 3 judges, and that's gonna be Pat Walters and Bob Downey and Jacob Bros. And this is going to be kind of like these guys are basically American Idol contestants right now on Stray Cast. And they're going to have some show and tell stuff to bring out here. And you guys are the judges. Okay? Pat, Bob, and Jacob, you guys are the judges. Kenny Duke's going to show something awesome. And then and keep it clean, Ken. And Terry, he's gonna try and one up them. And that's the deal. And we'll rotate. And you guys at the end are going to decide who the bass fishing historian who wins. How's that?
I love it. I love it because I know I'm going to win.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
I love it.
Oh,
In just
my
a few
gosh.
short minutes, gentlemen, you're going to see Terry Battisti reduced to tears. Absolute tears. Right here on Stray
Serious,
Cast. It's going to happen.
I have a roll of paper towels. I'm prepared.
This is where this begins. This is where this begins. Oh my gosh! All right, amazing. So, so Bob Downey, you led off this whole thing. So, Pat, you pick a historian that is going to go first in this event. Pat Walters, who's going first? Terry or Ken?
Who joined first? Who was on the chat first, guys?
Ginge? Ken was in first.
That's right. Yeah.
Come on, Ken. Let's start it off.
All right, give
First
Ginge,
come,
give
first
us a
serve.
beat. Yeah, pop it in. Let's do it. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is. It's Ken Duke.
All right, gentlemen. This may not be apparent to you at first, but what this is the very first Bassmaster Classic trophy
What?
I know what you're saying. This is not.
No, it's not.
Wait,
it's not.
This is Battisti. Someone needs to mute Battisti immediately. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's not.
That
thing was given to everybody that went to the Classic.
It looks like a
let me explain.
It looks like a pirate.
Let me explain. It'll save a lot of time because I won't have to correct all his mistakes.
Is that a pirate?
So here we go. No, it's like a leprechaun riding a fish, Pat. And it says, as you can probably see there, 1971 Bassmaster Classic, Lake Mead, Nevada. Now, this was given to everybody who qualified for the Classic. But the reason I can tell you it's the first Bassmaster Classic trophy was they got this thing at their banquet the first night. Every competitor got one. So a couple of dozen of these was all there were.
Wow.
This one was given to them by a guy named Abe Schiller, who was a mob greeter at the casinos.
Okay.
And this is the first Classic trophy, guys. Was awarded before Bobby Murray won that Classic on Lake Mead. This is a very rare item. How many people have a leprechaun riding a bass?
Dude, that's so Ray Scott. It's so Ray Scott.
Thank you.
It's a dang leprechaun. It's
exactly. Okay, now wait. I don't want you to crown me the winner yet. I know you're about to. I know you're about to crown me now. Bob and Patrick and Jacob are about to give it to me already. But guys, hold up, because this is just where it starts. It gets better, at least on my end. I think Terry's going to show you a Senko and maybe a trick worm.
Okay, well we're gonna pass it to Terry and then the judges.
I have to take my pants off to show you my trick worm.
Wow! Hey now, hey now.
But let me add to that.
Yeah, I bet it looks like a penis, only smaller.
Exactly.
This is getting good.
Duke only has half the story to that trophy. Now that trophy wasn't given.
Yeah, Terry's got the boring half. I've already.
So there was actually 48 of those made. And Abe Schiller made them, and Abe Schiller helped Ray Scott set up everything. Hey, Ken, wake up. Abe Schiller helped.
Is he done? Is he finished?
So Abe Schiller helps Ray Scott set up everything in Vegas for the first Classic. So they made 48 of them, and all 24 riders that were invited got one too. And the first one that I saw was in Stan Fagerstrom's house.
Yeah, Stan.
Stan the man. Yeah, he was one of the riders at the first Classic. So the first one of those I saw was at his house.
Awesome. Anyway, now, hey, Terry, I gotta say, and no disrespect, Ken. Hold on, no disrespect. Stop trying to ride the coattails of Kenny Duke. He's the one that brought the trophy out, and you're trying to all take credit for it.
All right.
I
mean,
Terry,
let me take a sip of a drink here.
Okay. Is that Tin Cup whiskey? Oh, wait! It's holy! Look at that! It's the Miller. It's a Miller High Life mug with a bass on it. What's it say on the top, Terry?
Bassmaster Classic, 1973. 34 ounces of joy is in it.
Wow. A 73 Miller Lite, or Miller Beer Bassmaster Classic mug.
Oh, impressive, Terry. A beer mug. Ooh.
Okay, so hold on. Is that your first? That's Terry's first item.
That is my first item. Yes.
Okay, so let's go to the judges. First judge, Pat Walters. Pat, I need you to
come on, Patrick.
This was a hard one. This is a hard one.
And by the way, there was only 3 of these made.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, that did help.
Okay, that did help. That did add points.
I guarantee you there were hundreds and hundreds of those made.
Contestants, settle down. Settle down, contestants.
It's a close. It's pretty neck and neck with the Classic memorabilia, but I'm gonna have to give the edge to Ken for being the first Classic. Mainly, that's it. I mean, they were both very neck and neck.
Okay,
but no, Terry, you had 73. That was 2 years later.
There it is.
I gotta get.
Hold on, Terry. Don't quit showing stuff, Terry.
We got more judges.
I'm gonna have to go with Ken for the 71.
Yeah. Okay. Kenny Duke gets the first vote.
That's one.
All right.
One on an aggravator spinnerbait.
There you go.
There you go.
I love it.
Hey,
wow.
Bob Downey.
We gotta hear from Bob and Jacob.
Oh wait, Bob, what do you got?
I agree with Patrick. That's a pretty tough call. Very cool historical stuff here for the Classic. Pretty cool to actually see that stuff and then be competing on the elites today and having the chance to fish the Classic is really cool to see all the history behind it. So props to both of you for bringing some really cool stuff. but I'm gonna have to go with Ken as well.
Oh,
Okay.
geez. This is rigged.
It's
Rigged.
and
Round one.
unbiased.
Jacob, we need to hear from Jacob just to make
Jacob-
it unanimous, Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob.
Just to even this out so everybody knows, I got to go with Ken
Okay.
for the clean sweep. The
Oh,
trophy's
man.
pretty cool.
You guys,
Thank
you
you
guys didn't
guys.
get my checks, I guess.
Oh, it'll come tomorrow. It was a snowstorm yesterday.
So Ken sweeps the first show and tell item. Okay, I like it. And that's Bassmaster Classic memorabilia. Very cool. Both of you gentlemen. Actually. So all right.
Super cool.
Yeah. So Terry, go ahead. Now you have Ken take it easy for a minute, and Terry, you get a chance now to bring out the goods, but the big guns. You know what I mean? Shake it
All
up.
right. Well, it can't get much bigger than a 1977 Generation 2 Fenwick flipping stick.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
With a 5,000 red Abu on it. It's a 3-screw model, which means that it was made in probably 65.
Damn.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And that's-
it's the real deal fiberglass. It's the Gen 2 model because it's actually
Telescopic.
the first telescoping
Wow.
bass rod. And it hasn't been touched. This is my flipping stick that I bought when I was a kid.
Dude,
And
that's awesome.
I've caught a couple fish on it.
Dude, so that's the one D. Thomas basically designed, right?
Yeah, D. Thomas and Dave Myers. So Dave
Yes.
Myers was the designer at Fenwick in Westminster, California. And D was kicking everybody's butt, essentially toolie dipping with a 12-foot Lew's Hogger rod at the time.
Okay.
And what D was doing was he would take the Hogger, and because the rod had to have a reel on it, this is back in Western Bass days, Western Bass Fishing Organization in 1974. And the guys were pissed off. Because he was killing everybody. And they said, yeah, this is BS. We need to put a length restriction on the rod. And so Dave Myers called D up and said, how short can we go? And D said, well, I've been messing around with some Fenwick striper rods that I have, and I've been cutting them down to 7.5 foot, and I can do what I have to do with 7.5 feet. And so Dave brought 24 or 25 prototype blanks up to D. So Dave's in Westminster, was in Southern California. D's up in Northern California. Brings the rods up. They decide on 2. Finally, D goes out and fishes them, picks one of them, and that becomes the original flipping stick, which was a yellow Fenwick blank that was one piece.
Yep, I remember.
And then they came out with the brown Fenglass one-piece rod, and they couldn't sell it because back then we're fishing out of 15-foot bass boats with rod lockers that could only hold a 5.5 or 6 foot rod.
Exactly. 6. It was lucky if you could put a 6.
Exactly. And so Dave Myers had noticed a bunch of these telescopic crappie rods coming over from Japan. And that's what gave him the idea of making the telescopic blank to decrease the length of the rod to 5 foot so you could put it in a rod locker. And that's when the sales of flipping sticks went nuts.
I love it. That's amazing, man. I mean, amazing. And that's
cool.
Dude.
It's the original. It's the real deal, man. I mean,
I see it. That's the original Fenwick flipping stick. Wow. The old lunker stick.
Yep, there's the Fenwick emblem right there. And
yeah,
it's
pretty amazing. Hey, that's pretty good,
Yep.
Terry. I don't know.
That's super
That's
cool.
a good one. With the backstory, that's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah. What do you got, Kenny Duke?
Well, what a shame he couldn't show us a Generation 1 flipping stick, isn't it? Or he couldn't show us a 5000D, the green reel that D. Thomas and those guys actually used for that application.
Yeah.
and what a shame that's the rod that Terry bought rather than a rod that D.
I'm going to start calling you Mr. Judgmental.
Gentlemen, that wasn't the first flipping stick because there was an earlier generation on that. But let me show you what is a first. For a long time, bass fishing, people who are into the history of bass fishing thought that the first tournament was really 1911 by a couple of lure manufacturers. They decided to battle it out on a lake in Ohio to see whose bait would catch more fish. They did it over multiple days. In fact, this is the trophy of the very first bass tournament from 1906.
What?
In New Hampshire. Yes.
WTF?
Yes.
What did you do? Who did you kill for that?
I know people in the industry, Pat.
What
I know
in the
people.
world? A 1906, the first bass fishing trophy ever. Ken Duke is holding in his hand. It looks like a silver chalice, like Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop Dogg would drink out of that.
See, it's a pewter mug with a glass bottom, which is very common for that period.
Yeah.
And it's engraved. The Bass Prize won by W.C. Hartwell, 1906, in New Hampshire, of all places.
What?
Wow.
In the
This
heck?
is the first trophy from the very first bass tournament
Ever.
Okay, first bass tournament. Have you documented that yet?
I have documented it.
Did you take
I
it to
don't
Pawn
have-
Stars? The guys at
Wait,
Pawn Stars will
I'm-
know. They will 100%
No,
know.
I want to see the newspaper write up.
I'm still working at
Oh,
it.
so you
but
have it?
I know it's not a saltwater bass.
Take
It's
it
not
to
a saltwater
Chumley.
bass, and it's Lake View Inn. It's a freshwater bass tournament. You find an earlier one, and you can bring it in place of that second generation flipping stick you just brought.
Wow. Lakeview in 1906 first bass tournament. Jacob Bros.
First bass tournament.
We're going to the
right
judges.
here.
Pipe down, guys. Come on. No bloodshed. It's a peaceful show. Jacob Bros. Who's that?
I'm up first.
I mean, you were Jacob. You before he brought out that cup, you were so confident that Terry Battisti had the deal.
I was. I really like Terry's flipping stick. This is tough. This is real tough.
I know.
Come on, Jacob. It's not that tough. Second generation flipping stick.
Oh yeah, right. 1976. Come on, give me a break.
1906. I got you beat by 70 years.
With the
This isn't a
backstory,
date
Terry,
thing. It's
Come on,
Terry showed a
bros.
lot of knowledge with that and a lot of background info with it. I'm gonna have to go with Terry on this one.
Still Terry.
Whoa.
Okay. I like it. Very good. So mark one for Terry Battisti. Bob Downey.
I love to do some flipping. That's like my favorite thing to do. And that story was pretty cool behind that rod, so I gotta go with Terry.
There. Okay. Terry's got another vote there. Kenny Duke. Look at this. You thought you wrapped it up. Look at you. All right, Pat Walters.
It's a tough call. It is again. I love flipping too. Who doesn't love flipping? I mean, it's contact. I mean, it is. But I do like hardware. I mean, who doesn't want to see? If that's true, Ken, I need to get up with you. I need to know if that's truly the background. If that's the first bass tournament ever, first prize. I mean, listen. I mean,
Pat's got money. He'll buy that.
I mean, when you fish,
yeah, he's
for
got a ton of
living,
money, Pat Walters.
I mean, that's what you chase. I mean, that's pretty cool. So the guy who won that, I'm very curious where you got that from. I don't know what pawn shop you randomly walked in and saw that, but if that is true, I got to give the edge to Ken on this one.
Okay, there's Ken Duke. Now,
I'll take the vote.
Yeah, okay, so we got 2-1. I'm taking it over to Pete Przepiora. This is where you and I vote, Pete. So,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Pete.
Come on, Pete.
Yeah.
Pete,
Come on, Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to vote on this particular one.
But
because
what? Wait,
Yeah.
let me
No,
throw
wait,
this
did Pete,
out there.
did Pete
Let me
just
throw
get here?
this out there.
Did Pete
Is it
just get here?
both or what?
Did that trophy have an effect on bass fishing like this?
Wow.
Yes. There have been a million bass tournaments since then.
So, Pete, if you're just joining us, Terry had a vintage flipping stick.
Yes,
and,
no, I saw that. I'm saying, is it off just this one or is it off both?
No, just this
first one
because
or the second one?
because
Okay.
right now we're going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Just follow me. Follow me, Pete.
I got to be honest with you. I'm stalling for a reason.
Okay.
And I'm being serious.
Yes.
I'm going to prove it to you guys here in a minute.
Like when
My
Zona
table-
says, "I'm not going to lie." That's
Yeah, because my table's about to fall down. I have my computer on.
Oh, jeez.
But no, I'm also stalling because I'm not kidding you. I texted Al Linder a picture. I was taking pictures of the screenshot from that for the trophy from the first Bassmaster Classic, and he doesn't care. He hasn't responded to me at all. He's
Al didn't get to the Classic until 76, so he didn't care before that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. But so, yeah, I didn't have that answer. But I would I want to back the guys up on the flipping stick story because that was pretty dang cool. But, man, that trophy is something special. I feel like I got to go with the flipping stick. I got.
Do you know how many of those flipping sticks there are?
I don't.
There it is.
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
I don't even need to vote because you just did it right there, Pete. So Terry, it is now tied. You swept that one, Ter.
You know.
Yeah, there it is. You swept
every
it.
once in a while, a blind squirrel gets an acorn. I know going against Duke and his pile of stuff, it's almost impossible. He started collecting this stuff. He Morse coded a message to his mother in uterus. Okay, Mom, I want you to get me this thing. Yeah, I swear to God, that's how long he's been.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I got the next round wrapped up.
All right, well, this is for all the marbles, but this is the one. This is the one. Like you guys both have, this is your last shot. It's tied up. Bass Fishing Authority versus Bass Fishing Authority. What do you got, Ken Duke?
Am I up? Okay.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, as I think you all know, in 1932, a gentleman named George Washington Perry caught what is currently recognized as the world record largemouth bass. It weighed 22 pounds, 4 ounces,
22.
allegedly. It was caught from Montgomery Lake, Georgia on June 2nd,
Correct.
1932.
I'm with you on all that, yes.
He caught it on a creek chub bait.
That's what they
In
say.
fact, a creek chub fintail shiner.
Okay. Legend has it.
This is the correspondence between George Perry and the Creek Chub Bait Company.
Do I just go home? I mean, I'm already home.
From the 1930s.
Yeah.
This is the correspondence.
This is why you can't win against Ken Duke.
And this is the picture he sent them. You've probably seen this picture before on magazine covers and stuff like that. Well,
it's a dang
the
6-pounder.
Belongs to me.
Whoa!
And it's right here.
Holy shit, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I had to bring out the big guns to demolish Battisti. If you look carefully, you can see the tear just starting to creep out of the corner of his eye.
We're gonna make him
get a tattooed in there just so I'm perpetually crying.
Exactly. Wow. Well,
that's not how many people I've capped. It's how many times Ken's made me cry.
Holy shnikes, Terry! What do you do with that? He's got all this George W. Perry stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. This is
What do you got? A wiggle wart?
I have this.
Whoa! I do like that big man's patch. That's pretty badass, actually.
So that's
is Tom Mann right there behind it with you?
Is Tom Mann's ghost with you? If you can get Tom Mann's ghost to talk to us now, you win.
Can you channel Tom Mann's voice?
Yes. Go to an ancient burial ground.
Patch. So there's a 1971 Bassmaster Classic patch.
Okay. Oh. And a man's patch, but
Tom finished second in that classic.
Yeah, you did.
Ken, how do you know all this? Like, I don't understand. You must have never smoked weed in your life.
Battisti knows it too, but I have to rattle it off faster than he can do it and look more impressive.
I know it, but I don't. The stuff that he's got. It helps when you work for Bassmaster, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get any of those things from working at Bass. None of them.
I know you do, but people know that you collect and stuff like that. I mean,
here's where Battisti goes for the pity vote, guys. Don't be fooled.
Wow.
Don't be fooled.
Wow.
George fucking Perry.
like I said, I can't compete with that.
Let's bring it to the judges. It's got to go to the judges. We got to make it official. Let's bring in the judges, Andy. All right. Okay. So we're starting off with Patty Walters this time.
I think we got a sweep. I think Ken's got it. I mean, the original. It's the world record. You only have one. Terry
Where's
had
Pat
a good
at?
case.
I can't see him.
He did. He had a good showing. He had 3 good rounds. But I think Ken got him with uppercut on this one.
Thank you, Patrick.
Okay.
Bitch slapped in my own backyard.
All right. So we're going to Bob Downey now. Bob.
Yeah, I mean Terry was that was a good effort, Terry. I mean,
do I get a participation trophy?
He was pulling out everything out of that suitcase that he could. That was pretty awesome.
Thank you, Bob.
Amazing. And bros, you got to be learning a few things this evening from these historians as the youngest member of the panel.
Yeah, all of that is definitely far before my time. But yeah, I got to go with Ken. That was an impressive display of memorabilia in history.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate the vote.
cool.
Appreciate the vote.
Unreal. And bros, you as the younger generation of angler actually have a responsibility to all proper bassin men to carry that on. And you need to know the history of the sport. I mean, all bass fishermen need to know the history of where we came from. And there's not two better guys to learn it from than Terry Battisti and Ken Duke. I mean, you guys are freaking amazing. And thank you so much for gracing us this evening here on the Stray Cash Show.
Oh man,
that was cool.
We appreciate it, and we're happy to come back anytime.
Well, we'd love to have you.
We're actually starting a podcast of our own on the 3rd of January.
I was about to tell everybody about that, and we can't wait to hear that. And you guys can just argue, and maybe even there can be actual bloodshed on a podcast. I think we should give you guys weapons during the show and see what happens.
What was that claymation show that they had about 20 years?
Oh yeah, on MTV. Yeah, where like Steve Tyler beat the shit out of Mick Jagger. Yeah, I remember that. Yes, you remember that, Jay?
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Celebrity. Jen's use your
Deathmatch.
Celebrity Deathmatch. There it is.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, Ken, Terry, keep us posted on the podcast deal. Everybody follow Terry on bassfishingarchives.com as well as the
bassarchives.com.
Bassarchives.com, sorry, and and as well as the Instagram and the Facebook page. And Ken, you're just all over the place. You're not really on the socials though. Ken.
I'm not. People will have to follow me in their car.
Yeah.
I'm really not social media guy.
Well, I know for a fact you have a social media page, but it's a secret one. Because you sent it to me once. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. And
yeah, I don't really. I'm a dinosaur.
Hey, guys, best of luck. And I can't wait to hear your podcast. I really can't wait to hear about more bass fishing history. That's right up my alley. And I'll be there every time you guys have an episode.
Hey, thanks so much for having us on. And I'm enjoying this show. Always enjoy Stray Casts. Big fan of the panel and everybody. So thanks very much.
Yeah, bud.
Thanks guys.
Terry.
Thanks, guys. It was awesome.
Give it up, Bass Galaxy, Terry Battisti, and Ken Duke. See you, boys.
Super,
be
guys.
good. Happy holidays. I'll be in touch.
Yeah. Definitely. Later.
That's all right. What do you think of that, Pat Walters?
I thought that was pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I like that. And I'm excited about their podcast too, because who doesn't love getting a little bit of knowledge?
Yeah.
You know?
And I like arguing.
Oh God, them two?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to do it in person. Like somebody might get hit. They're going to definitely have to do it over Zoom, without a doubt.
All right. Well, we're almost finishing the round of show and tell or sneak. And Ginge, where did we leave off? Where were we at? We were at Pete now. Okay, Pete, are you going to pick this? We're picking it back up, Pete. See how we do this?
Okay.
We're rolling it back through. So wait, we did. So we got Bros. Bros, how many did you do? 2.
I've done 2.
Okay. Patty, you did what? How many? 1. Bob, you did 2. Now we got Patty and Pete left. Okay, Pete, you're up.
Okay.
You got to make this good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna switch it up because I had a bunch here. So, but we were on the topic of plugs, and it seemed to be a plug type night.
Okay.
Should have known being on Pat's show. We were talking about different types of suspending baits, or how to make your bait suspend, because that seems to be a cool trick. And we were adding a bunch of baits, and I'd actually talked about a bait from a manufacturer that I thought was kind of not the deal, and I got proven wrong. And since I've been proven wrong, I've it's become a staple in my boat. That is the IMA suspending vibe. So this is actually a lipless crankbait.
Look at Pat.
That suspend. This bait actually does suspend. It is a trap. It's a lipless crankbait, but you can rip this thing above shallow grass and it will actually sit there and pause above the grass, and this thing gets ripped on. So this right here is a bait we carry at Omnia now, thanks to one of our employees who proved me wrong about it. Mr. Joe Panessa, Denny's Team of the Year champ.
Yeah, Joe's a freaking mallet.
Yeah, Joe is a mallet, and Joe put me on this thing, so kudos to him. And this is the IMA suspending vibe. I don't think this bait gets even close to the attention it should get if you're a lipless crank person and you fish, especially nowadays with the forward-facing sonar.
What's that weigh? What does it weigh?
This thing weighs 3/8 of an ounce.
Well, Pete, you know what? I'm gonna need one of those. Get it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one. Hey, so that reminds me of the old Jimmy Houston suspending spot. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
The old Cordell spot, same deal, man. You rip it out of that grass and they freaking throat it.
Yeah.
I mean, choke it. Choke it, dude. Pete, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a shower and a teller right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm getting
yeah.
those. Order IMA suspending vibe. There it is right there. Pat Walters. Pat Walters.
I do like traps, so kudos to Pete on that one. I'm going to give a 2-for-1 little thing. The last couple of years, I think a big craze in baits wise has been glide baits. Everybody throws glide baits now. I mean, and there's a reason for that. It's draw power. The amount of tension they get, the amount of fish you can see, it'll kind of surprise you. I mean, the biggest fish in the lake will show themselves to you. And there's a new glide bait out there. It's a good buddy of mine. He's kind of it's Justin Kimmel's kind of helped mess with this a little bit, and it's because
old JK, yeah.
Oh, JK herring fishing, and I gotta say he's kind of getting right on this. I throw glide baits a little bit. I mean, I'll tinker with anything. Literally, if it's out there, I'll throw it and I'll try it. So I can't say I'm an expert at anything, but I like trying things. And this one is it's a little sneak I'm gonna give y'all because it's new, and it's been catching a lot of dang fish. And the main reason is, look how thin that is.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a herring style kind of glide bait.
Yeah.
A little bit further back, a little different. This is something you gotta go check out. So go to his Facebook page, kind of check it out. Justin Kimmel. This is the darter. It's for fast working glide baits. There's a lot of good glide baits out there. Each one's got different situations.
So that's a JK swim bait? He designed that deal?
JK designed it.
Whoa,
dude, I'm telling you. He told me about it and I was like, okay.
I love it.
All right. And then he showed it to me. I was like, shit, dude, that looks good. And he was telling me about it, and then I seen it and I was like, send me some of those.
Yeah,
and I gotta say, it does work. Each glide bait does something different. Like the dart. This is the darter. It's for speed working, kind of getting faster tension. You got the tater hog, you got the workhorse, you got the Arashi glide, which in my opinion, the Arashi glide is a great all around. It's it fits all suits,
versatile,
and then it's versatile. Where you got each one that does something a little bit different. Where you got one in the middle, but glide baits are something different. I mean, it's a tool. That's how I look at all tackle. All baits are different tools. It's like a 10 millimeter wrench. Something might be a pair of dang vice grips.
Right.
Something might be a 3/8 socket.
Back of a pocket knife.
It fits a different job. And glide baits are just a little more tedious. And to my second little sneak, I can only do this brief. So make sure y'all see it quick.
You better pay attention and be descriptive for the people on the podcast tomorrow, please.
We got something new coming.
What is that?
That's all I'm going to show.
Wait, wait a minute.
All I'm going to show.
It looked like a jerk bait. Come
What
on,
do
one
I
more
like to
time,
do?
Pat. One more time.
That was it.
Oh my gosh.
That was it.
Is it have your signature on it?
I wish. Not yet, though.
Okay.
We're getting there.
All right.
But it's going to be something close. So I'm excited. There's some things coming down the line. And
is it
you know
called
what I like to,
forward
you know what I like to
facing?
throw?
Is it called forward facing lure?
No.
Okay, good.
Everything can be used with forward facing. Everything can be used without.
Can we please just say periscope instead of forward facing?
Periscope.
It's just so more. It's just so much better. Periscope. All right. So I'm going to show you guys something here. Now, you ready? So this is nothing like anything cool like Terry had and Ken, but I got a couple kick-ass things that you guys are going to appreciate here. All right. The first thing I have is a mint never fished Bagley Balsa B3 in the plastic container still. That's the
Is that the killer B3?
No, it's a Balsa B3. It's that old Rick Clunn BB3, bud, the one he won all that money on in 2000. And this thing is just mint. And I cherish it. It sits in my treasure chest right there. Box and everything. I got the box and the whole deal that it came with there. Now, next, I want to show you this. This is one of my most prized possessions right here. And this is my first bait casting reel and the handle to the rod. But if you look at this, this is a Shimano Bantam 100 with a Shimano Cole 4 pistol grip forged handle. And it's all like aluminum steel. And, dude, I saved up all summer for this deal here. And, yeah, it's just smooth as butter still. I mean, I ain't kidding. It's smooth. You guys ever seen that, Pete? You seen these?
I haven't. That's first for me.
Yeah, it's a Bantam 100. They're made in Japan.
I do love pistol grips. Pistol grips are actually still pretty legit. I mean, getting up under cypress trees. But, Pat, I do have to ask, where did the other 3/4 of the rod go?
Yeah, I snapped it, Patty.
Okay.
Yeah. It was actually a boron rod when they thought boron was going to really be an amazing material, and it was just brittle as can be. And it was dumb. Hey, I mean, I got pistol grips, bud. Here's another pistol grip. Look at this. This one is the original Loomis pistol grip. Now, this is not G Loomis. This is when it was Loomis Composites. Nice. Before it was even G Loomis. And my buddy Bait Shop Randy actually made this rod when I was a little kid, about 10 years old. Bait Shop Randy, that's custom rod right there. That deal right there. Oh, look at this one. Hey, Walter, I got a Stray Cast Signature Series pistol grip. You see that? You see that, folks?
Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how do you like that for the cypress trees? Right there.
You can't beat a good pistol grip.
I'm telling you.
I mean, your elbow's gonna be shot, but you're gonna get that bait in there.
Hey, could you imagine flipping with that combo that Terry showed, like the 5,000 Ambassador and the bros? What did that thing weigh? Like 6 pounds, probably.
As much as me. I don't
know. Believable. Yeah.
I mean, that thing was stout, man. That was stout. Hey, guys, this has been a fun time tonight. I don't know. It's fun just to sit around and talk tackle and just BS, ain't it?
Yeah,
I love tackle.
Yeah, it's a little round table. So now we got to give something away. I gave away the plugs and the Fritz sides. Omnia, you want to give something away?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll give away the baits I talked about, including some other baits, even some sneak stuff from Berkeley that's coming out soon.
Whoa,
so put a little care package of some baits together that we were going to talk about tonight.
Okay. And that's from Pete and Bros and the good folks at Omnia Fishing. Pat Walters, you going to throw something in to this kitty?
I will.
Okay.
I'll throw a little care package.
Okay.
So whoever wins, send me the address. I'm gonna surprise them.
Yep.
It might be a reel. It might be 7 bags of tackle. Might be a signed jersey. Might be a signed T-shirt. Depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Wow.
Yeah, send me an address. I'll send them something.
Okay, Rock and Shoal Fantasy. Old JR is going to send you the Addy, and if the mood rings pointing right, Patty's going to hook you up. All right.
If I shoot something tomorrow, he might get a boat. I mean, you never know.
Some deer ankles.
Hey, there's still time to like and share. Pat Walters giving away a boat right here on Stray Cast.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. Feeling frisky.
And Bob Downey, you're gonna contribute to this here. We're putting you on the spot.
Yeah. I'm not giving away my boat.
Okay.
I got some stuff in the garage. It's It was like 8 degrees here today, and blowing like crazy. So we're spending a little time in the garage. I can put a little package together for someone. Shoot me their address. We'll get them some stuff.
All right, here we go. All right, let's do it. Now, Ginge, can you hit me the Tin Cup winner and the Fritz side winner? And then if you could text Bob their winner, Pat their winner, and then Pete their winner. And we're just going to do just giving away stuff. It's festive. It's the season, dude. This is the holiday season.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to...
Christmas is here.
Yeah, we're ending with giving away stuff.
Maybe I'll even throw in the necklace in there for him.
You have to You're gonna have to sign a bulb.
Man,
you're gonna have to sign a bulb.
And now he's got it all glowing. This is amazing, man. If you had the elf hat, this would be amazing right now.
I know. Look at that.
All right, who's going first, Ginge? What do you? All right, I just did this all at the end and just threw everything on the producer. Did you see how that happened right there? Ken Duke and Terry Battisti, if you're still listening, when you do a podcast, make sure that you prepare your producer. Okay, I got 2. He texted me 2. All right. So, Ginge got me 2. He's putting it in a group message. Oh, their group message to you guys. And
okay.
But it'll be separate, whatever that, something like that. You guys will know. Once you read things, you'll know. You know what I mean?
That.
All right. So, Ginge, tell me when you got that, and then we'll just start playing music and do all this.
Sometimes I read it twice, and I still don't know.
Yeah, I was that way in school. I had to read it 5 times. Hear he, hear he. The winner of the modified Fritz side grass plug is... Gosh dang it, I lost it. Okay, Craig Bando. Craig Bando. Congratulations, Craig. Heck yeah. I knew a guy
kind of jealous of that one.
I know. A guy cut his finger out with a bandsaw once in shop class. Saw that happen. The Tin Cup prize goes to old Will Kelly. Bill Kelly, congratulations on the Tin Cup. For his Izzle. I like it. Okay. All right, who's going first, Ginge? Pat Walters, we got some medieval music for you. You ready, Pat?
Bring it.
Great. Here we go. Uh-oh. Hold on a second. There it is. Hear he, hear he. The winner of the Pat Walters boat prize, pseudo fake, not really a boat prize, not really a boat, but something cool prize is. Who's the winner, Pat? Wait, did Pat freeze?
Who?
Oh.
Pat.
Who is it? Who is it?
You got texted, bud.
Andy
I got to check. Okay.
Yeah, Andy
hold on.
texted it to you.
All right, we got Jake. Somebody help me with the last name.
Shionisi.
Shoney.
Jake Shoney. Yeah. All right, so So, Jake.
There we go.
All these winners, just direct message Straycast book face page, and JR is going to get the info for these cats. All right.
There
it is. All right, where are we at? Bob Downey.
Bob Downey.
There it is.
You going for it?
Go ahead, Bobby.
The winner is Brian Brown.
Brian Brown. You win the Bob Downey Go to the Rave necklace. I like it. Excellent. All right, Pete, you ready to do this, Pete?
I am.
All right. Winner of the Omnia pack.
Aaron Colliver.
Aaron Colliver. I knew a girl once named Erin Gobralis. She's Irish gal.
Shout out to her.
Hashtag dad.
Shout out to her.
If she's watching.
If you're watching, Aaron, miss you, baby. Hey, anyway, guys, it's been a great... Bros, thanks for coming on Straycast for the first time ever. You popped your
Thanks
cherry,
for having
bud.
me, Pat.
Yeah, give
Thanks
it up,
for
Bass
having me,
Galaxy,
Pat.
for Jacob Bros. It's a freaking mallet. You know, hammer. It's an Omnia mallet. Hey, Pete, Przepiora. Dude, thanks,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for being my friend, and thanks for being a cool guy at Omnia, too.
Thanks for having me, and I had a good time as always, Pat.
Yeah, dude, it's always a blast on this Straight Cast show with you, and I like when Bob Downey comes on, too.
Me too.
Bob, I like how you're just always so calm. Bob, you are like, do you ever get mad? What do you do? Do you just go completely postal when you're mad and just destroy things like the Hulk? What do you do?
I don't know, not really. I try not to, anyways. That's just
every time I see Bobby, he's level 3. He will be. I'll see him at the campground at practice. I'm like, Bob, how's practice been? He said, dude, it's been terrible. I haven't caught a fish. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna go fishing tomorrow. I'm like, dude, you're not stressing out. Like he's stressing. Like he's just right here all day. I'm like, Bob, did you catch him? I mean, yeah, I had like 26, but I mean, it was a good day. And I'm like, dude, what? I'm like 2.6 or 26. He said, yeah, it was like 26.14 or some shit. I was like, right here.
That's
always level. Always level.
I get pretty stressed out. I probably just don't show it.
Okay. Well, you handle it well. You handle it very well, Bob Downey, and we of course wish you the best of luck in the 23 season on the Elite Series. And Pat Walters, always a pleasure, bud. Seriously, you've been on the show many times, and every time's a great time. First time you were ever on, we named you the Meteorite because you were rising to stardom.
Hopefully, we didn't crash too hard.
Hey, but
happy to be here, Pat.
Yeah, dude.
Always.
And seriously, you're kicking ass on the NPFL and on the Bassmaster Elite Series, and I'm sure we will see so much more coming from you. And Bass Galaxy, give it up for Team Omnia, showing and telling and one-upping. That's how you do it. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, if you need to go find some tackle. You guys better go make sure you check out Omnia.
OmniaFishing.com.
And everybody stay tuned next week. We got something special coming for y'all premium members, and all of you that aren't premium are going to find out next week why premium's so cool.
Aha. Primo members. I like it. Mm-hmm. Hey, bros, you want to close the Straight Cast show? Why don't you close it? I don't care how you do it. Just
man.
Make my job easy. You know, you can thank some of the sponsors. You know some of the sponsors here on the show. If you don't say them all, it's okay. Just pretend you're at the weigh-in and you just won. Because even guys like Pat Walters, when they win tournaments, and Bob Downey, they forget some of the sponsors. It's okay. But you gotta say you would. You gotta say I would not have been able to be on Straight Cast tonight though. If it was not for my Mercury, I could not have got to this spot here at Straight Cast. If it was not
got
for
me all the way up and down that lake.
Yeah, got me up and down that Straight
If it
Cast
was
spot.
not for this leather couch right here, I wouldn't have been
This is a good piece right here.
All right, bros. Ginge, give him some music, please. Pretty please. There it is.
All right. Well, we all know we would not have been here without great sponsors like Tin Cup Whiskey, Crestliner Boats, Berkeley, Abu Garcia, all the Pure Fishing brands, Omnia Fishing, of course. Great guests like Patrick, Bob, Pete, Pat hosting the show. We thank everyone for joining and tuning in tonight. We'll see you next time.
You are amazing.
Killed it.
Bass Galaxy, peace. I bid you peace, and peace I bid you. I see you next week. Legends Week continues. Or month, whatever it is. We'll see you with some legends. I'm Pat Renwick.
See you guys.
See you guys. Thank you. Thank all of y'all. Peace.